Alright, before we begin, you must all look at the cute snails. Look at the cute snails. Look at all the cute snails, because apparently just a girl something who loves snails. Oh, thank you. Thank you for throwing the ball under the blanket. Yes, I love snails. For those who don't know, I have a little bit of an obsession with snails. They're adorable. All right. So we got a quicker update than I thought we'd get. Though it's not a confirmed thing yet. It's just a higher probability. So I started going to PT. First, I'm going to back up just like slightly. So I had the injection, which I think I mentioned in my last video. I had, I was supposed to make a pain chart about how it went, but the pain chart the doctor gave me was not sufficient to really write all the pain, because let's say I had a 2 out of 3 or a 2 out of 10, but the pain is just a muscle and it's not related to the actual pain, but it's in the area. So I wanted to make sure that what I sent to my doctor was a really well written, like, here's what has stopped hurting after this. Here's what feels better after this. Here's what hasn't changed. Here's what diminished, but there's still something here. Here's the, when it started coming back in the day. I had about a day and a half or so of, my dog keeps putting a ball in my lap. Give me the plate, give me the I had about a day and a half of like reprieve. It started coming back the same day in some areas, like the groin pain. I started PT that same day, so we couldn't do the full range of tests that the PT wanted to do. But the exercise I did at home, one was really bad for my groin pain, which was like quad sets. But one reason I'm really liking my doctor is because I sent him that form. And instead of writing back like just a thank you or having the person who writes and usually notes for him just say thank you or I'll hand it to the doctor, he actually wrote back himself, and this is not quoting, but it was kind of along the lines of, thank you for this. It seems that your hip pain is still a mystery. When you finish your PT, let's get back together on the follow-up and we'll continue to work together to find out the cause of your pain. So he wasn't giving up on me, and he still wants to help. And, and working together part was nice to hear, not a, dismissive, you're a woman, it must be your pelvic floor or this or that. So I did start going to PT. I work with different people, but so far the main guy I'm working with kind of reminds me of one of my cousins. But he seems like knowledgeable and more sure of himself, which I kind of like. But he seems to be into the medical side of it along with the physical side of being a physical therapist. That's nice. The first time I met him, because I was numb from the injection, we couldn't do the stress tests because I wouldn't be able to feel them if it was supposed to be a positive response. And by positive response, I mean I'd feel pain. But so we waited. So I saw him a couple days ago, and we finally did the stress tests. And a lot of them were just like, okay, this isn't comfortable, but it's not in like shocking pain or anything. Then he did one where he like bears down on the hip with the knee kind of with the leg bent. And I just had a sharp pain through my groin, and I jolted, and he stopped. And he said, okay. He's like, that was a labrum test, and that was a positive. And then he turns and he kind of pulls the leg out, and he kind of turns and he starts bringing it down. And we don't even get fully down before just the pain I felt in the back of my leg, kind of like, it's like the buttocks and the hip, it's like right there at the corner. It made me almost yank my leg from him, so we stopped. And he basically said, we just had 2 positives for a labrum tear. Because what he was doing was applying pressure to the hip labrum. And for those who don't know what that means, or what that is, maybe I'll put a little image up right there. It is basically the cartilage, and the casing cartilage around the hip joint inside the socket to like allow it to move. And so what happens from what I've read, reading more on it, basically it tears, and then when the hip is in motion, it catches, and that hurts, obviously. Yes, hi, sweet girl. Hi, sweet, pretty girl. So he sent a fax to my doctor, and so I let my doctor know that he sent one. I haven't got a response yet. that we can see if we can move forward with that being what we believe it to be. Now, what might be interesting is that one thing someone could ask is, but you had an MRI. The MRI didn't show a labrum tear. Well, I decided to Google, like, what if I have a labrum tear and it didn't show up in the MRI? Through doing this, one, I learned that the best way to find it is to use contrast with the MRI, which my original MRI did not have. We just did a basic MRI. Then, continuing to learn and read, I found that up to 20% of MRIs, even with contrast, will get a false negative. In other words, it will say there isn't one when there is one, because it just doesn't catch it. Especially, apparently, the posterior one, which is even harder for it to catch on an MRI. So we're back to a waiting game. We're back to finding out what's going to happen. My hope is that the doctor goes, let's get that MRI with contrast and see if we can get a better look at that hip, because as much as I don't want to spend enough $300 on another MRI, at least I have insurance, because it'd be a lot more, it'd be thousands of dollars not. I rather us try, and I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm using my phone for these videos because I'm not in my studio and I don't want to turn on the good camera for this. Yeah, we're going to hopefully start something, because I can do the 6 weeks of PT, but here's the thing: the more PT I'm doing, the more exercise I'm doing, where I'm even just like I'm doing like isometrics. I'm not moving, like I'm not having to get up and move. I literally am laying down or seated and I'm doing the exercises. But they hurt. Like, even if they don't hurt in the moment, my leg and my hip hurt more as we continue to do them, because I think I'm just like, wearing it, and I just, and I don't want this to become arthritic, because we're just not getting anywhere and I just keep wearing it down, because it's almost been a year. It'll be a year in March since the pain just in general started in this hip. And I really, really don't want it to continue. I'm tired of pain. But it's probably the only good positive news I've had in a while, even if this guy, while he can say what he thinks it is, he can't confirm it on his own. He can only say what his findings are. But his findings are better than the other findings I've gotten so far. So we'll see. And it kind of falls back into my thought of, I was like, well, it has the same, when I was saying I'm worried it's going to be arthritic. It's all the same symptoms of an arthritic hip, except the only thing I haven't got yet is the popping. And because it's not popping yet, because I don't think I'm that bad, but I think I've got enough of a tear that it's catching and it hurts. But it's not on me. It's not on me I can't do anything else. I cannot do anything else. I can just keep going to PT. I got PT tomorrow. Good. I'll talk to him again. They put me in these really cool leg compression sleeves, which I really need a pair for at home, I think, because they're soothing in their own way. I don't think they helped any, but they were soothing. Because compression is soothing. It's just like, big tight hug and relax, and big tight hug and relax. All right, so that's my update. And hopefully when I come back and do another update for part 4, we'll find, that's 8. Part 4, we'll get, some good news coming my way. And and if it is a labrum tear, while there are things you can do non-surgically to help it, they can't repair themselves without surgery. Surgery is required for full healing. Thankfully, it is arthroscopic, so it's just the little incisions and the camera goes in, and so they can do it like that so no big surgery. And I'd likely, be back to a normal. They say you probably want to take a week or 2 off work, probably a little longer for me, because I actually I load bear on this side when I'm at work, taking my table in and out of the car. I'd probably be able to go back to work at the clinic that I have, but my mobile side of my business would probably have to wait. Yeah, so that's my update. A little shorter than my other ones, but I'm happy. Like, I'm a lot happier at least knowing we're going in a direction where I know it might sound stupid, but I feel validated. Because clearly I know something's wrong, and I'm tired of being dismissed. And I'm tired of feeling like some people are tired of hearing me complain about being in pain. But you know, when it's all you know, there's not much else going on, because this pain is literally dictating a lot of what I'm doing right now. So I'm sorry to the people I annoy with my constant complaining and talking about it, but they don't understand how frustrating it is. And I really wish they could. I wish they did. Because I'm not trying to be annoying. I'm not trying to make them feel weird. I don't want to be in pain. And that's been my goal, and I'm working towards it. At least I'm working towards it. All right. Thank you for watching part 3 of my mysterious hip pain. We will see you in part 4 with hopefully good news. But if not, I'll just be here crying.